sink a little bit. You rotate this and you kind of push with your legs. Right? And then step and pull the shoulder back. So come out, guard, and push. Right? And then pull the shoulder back. Now do you feel cramped? So there's something to be said, like if I punch him like this, now I'm just like standing there. Now this Kiyonako, like there's an agreement, he needs to be aware that there's another hand that could happen. But there's also the awareness of if that opens me up and he's attacking, me trying to get away as a defense may line me up in the proper business. Right? So, like, if I punch, my arm is dead. There's like no reaction on my body, and he has to adjust himself for the distance. If that's the case where you feel like you're cramped up, so pause here, then just throw it like as a cross. So you've got to like be able to adjust your distance intuitively. Don't just take it as a certain distance. Take it as a distance that will apply to what you're doing. So, Uke, you're going, so don't move. Is first, yeah, okay, that's a good punch. Sorry, now you can do that. So, I've got a little tension because I'm meant to impact, right? So if he times it right and he pushes, it starts to throw me off because of the tension. And so now, if he thinks I'm off balance, go lightly, but go through the target without adjusting your distance. No. Like, don't contrive your footwork. See how you did contrive your footwork? Go straight through. And now he'll hit me with power. So that's the other part of the problem is you're not actually hitting each other. So, you okay? So come out a little bit to avoid, right? Sink. Push with your legs, right? And he sees me coming in, which he'll probably try to get away a little bit. But if I actually hit him, I'll hit him correctly. So you have to bear these things in mind when you're practicing Kiyonako. Right? So try it one more time with that in mind. Like you don't have to kill each other, but if you're going for your target, like hit as if you're going to hit through him a little bit. Like you never hit to the surface. Really, you like the going in 1 or 2 or 3 inches depends on the target as well. Like if I'm trying to punch his body, I don't want to punch like this. At the most, just trying to touch the surface of his back, right? Because then I'm actually penetrating the target to cause damage. Like it's the same thing if I punch him in the arm. I don't need to go all the way through here because I'll leave myself open. Just need just enough, right? So for this, I just need to go through the neck. Make sense? So you don't want to punch too shallow. And not hitting them like will cause you to warp your sense of distance. So go ahead and touch them and move them a little bit as if you were like, let's say I'll defend and you just get out of it. Like just step out of the frame, so to speak. Like, one more time. So you get a sense of the strike. Like that's how you hit them. Pull that shoulder back. partner, they can stand however, and you find ways to do them all together. Right? So maybe you're here. Well, first is like, understand how Omote Ura Gyaku works. You get a takiori, so you have a steering wheel that rotates perpendicular to his forearm. So whatever position his forearm is in, you go perpendicular to that angle. So your steering wheel, your steering drive shaft, and then twist it to the outside, basically. So even if you're here, like you twist to the outside, it'll work. Right? Try it. Like, even here, like, not that you do this realistically, this is kind of stupid, but it's to understand how this part works. Right? So any position that you end up, like even, like you taking these, you end up something like this, like it's still Omote Ura Gyaku. So play with a few variations, get creative, so that you get a real good understanding of how the technique itself, like the lock on the wrist works. This way to do it. So next drill, so you have your position, and you can go light. Start out light and then gradually add like speed and intensity. Is feel as he pushing or pulling. So then I go with it. And feel, oh, he's pushing, so I go with it. Maybe he goes a different direction. Right? So play with how he might react. Most common, he's going to pull this. Right? Because you got his hand and wants his hand back. So that's why, like, some things like the basic, here is you change and it's fine, like the whole body of the motion. But a lot of times, especially when we get into some of the later drills, that you may get this, like you might be here and he starts pulling it because he doesn't want it. So then you have to kind of be sensitive enough to go with it. So play with different pressures and different angles. It's UKE'S choice on we're here and I start to rise. Okay? And also you need to be sensitive enough to feel where am I going. Right? Like you have to have a good grip or else like rip it out. But also sensitive enough to feel where the pressure is. And real simple. It's just don't think like, get out of thinking that if I just do this it'll work. You'll probably resist. Now if you're in a good, better position, then it may not matter. If you want to not work as much, then you go with it. But if you like crammed in here and we're trying to do it this way, you might push to resist it. It's like, okay, thanks for that direction. Right. Okay, play with it. I'm trying to figure out where's the hole that I can get out of it. Right. Yep, I lost that one. You just figure out the ways out. A lot of times it's a little movement, right? Okay, so find ways out. Be careful because if you resist too much, it hurts. So find the holes first, and then we'll play with the pressures, depending on which way he goes. So if I grab on and he starts to do some kind of movement to get out of it, then figure out a way, like, yeah. So as soon as you get something, you're going with the line that you want. It's not necessarily getting out of the hole, it's getting sensitive to the pressure. So like, no. So you're putting it on me? Let me tell you where to go. Oh. Yeah. Because if I'm like, if you're like pushing it in initially, I'll probably resist. And that tells you to go that direction. So that's where the sensitivity has to be in place. Like reality though, as soon as you get the grip, like you're crunch. You're doing it fast, so that they don't have much time. Like it's one of the reasons, like the basic is you're up here and you do the whole body because it overcomes a lot of this potential resistance. So now it's just feeling where they're going to go. Are they pushing, they pulling, are they trying to move to the side, or they whatever. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, it's my voice. So I'm trying to go here. Yeah. If I'm trying to do over across this way, and just play with different directions that they may pull. Just get familiar. Really want that Takiori. Alright? And this to the inside. And mostly we get the turn over. But you get the initial grip and like spend about 3 minutes finding holes. So basically you find the weak line to get out. Okay? Okay? Play with 3 minutes of that. And then we'll play with pressure to get it. Like yours, right? Let's assume you've gotten that far. And he pushes or pulls, along which it basically turns into Hongaku when he pulls. When he pulls, he straightens the, or bends the elbow. At that point, it's much easier if he bends to just do Hongaku. If like we started here, and I'm like starting to pressure, and he's like, no, I don't like that, and then you do it the other way. Right? You may not take him down. You can at least get him bent over, right, so you can start attacking when he's in a bad position. If you're good enough, then maybe we can get him to go down. But like when you look at the holes, you start to get a better sense of how Omote Ura Gyaku actually works. It's not as easy as it seems. And suddenly it's like, damn it, I can't get out. And so if you have questions about it, the basic works, well, then now you have a better idea. So, feel where he's going. Now let's do it gently. Right. And you still steer perpendicular to the arm, or the forearm rather. It's just now it locks up much faster because it locks up in the forearm. Out here it locks up more in the shoulder, or it starts to manipulate the shoulder. So play with whether he pulls or pushes or goes out the side, goes out the other side, whatever he does. Me and him, and we're trying to keep control, getting out however you want to, stripping grips and re-grabbing as much as you can. You can add some movement, right? And every now and then, so I'll be there, okay. Keep on. Every now and then when I get something free, if I feel it, or if I feel the other hand, then I can push on him. And so he figures out that he needs to do Omote Ura Gyaku, which is going to be more efficient. So trick is you push this way, it naturally goes to there. Right? Instead of this thing. So you're going and then try to come back and get it. If you were to push like center or offside, then it comes into this. Right? Like center's kind of either way, but I find it's easier to go there because you can also do this way. Right? So, but it's at random times. So if I'm the feeder, I'm Uke, and we're kind of playing here because we're still building the skill of wrist control and kairodoki, right? Yeah, and I feed the students. How quick does he recognize them? There's the opportunity, right? So it's a little less scripted. We got it? Okay.
Not quite. No. Use good teihodoki techniques as well. Don't let your elbows get too far away from you. And you can go back and forth if you'd rather, like I go, you go.
We're just doing 4 and 4.
Okay. You know, figure out your own pattern. Yeah, make your push clear.
Approaching, and I've got a bad vibe from this guy, and I have the weapon, and he's probably hidden, and maybe he's make a line, and he's coming up, or even going off line. Like, he's coming up, and I notice someone I've got to deal with for whatever reason. And we'll look at some variations also, but assuming is stay straight and don't move, because I'm not going to hit you. Okay? But I mean, like, don't move to get away. Still approach. And it's like, boom, you hit them knives. Assuming it's like haze or haze, straight haze, and the idea is to just punch it straight out with your eyes, right?
You can have this.
Yeah. So that's the idea. That'll be the first thing. So you gotta get a sense of distance and like just go off to the side. Be very careful. Don't hit your partner in the face, but get a sense of what's the distance. Does it feel like you might do it too early, and then it doesn't hit him at all, and then he's like, comes back to you, right? Or if you do it too late, and it may not even hurt him. Like it'll just distract him a little bit, and he'll be so you have to time it to the correct distance of whatever your length of chain is. So. And it doesn't take much to flick it out there. And you gotta remember it's a metal weight, so it's gonna have its own power. So try that a couple times. So this is first one. So sorry, one more time. So hit and come back. You're ready. Next one. Hit and be ready and swing. It's like you might swing and hit it. But that's a little hard to control, so you gotta be careful. So yeah, hit, swing, and then try it from different angles. So see this guy, boom, and then be ready to go. Or this thing. Now you stand around, have it, and then pop, and then be ready to go. So, oh, I see him. And be ready to go. Okay, so try those three. And think about the weights first, right? You can move around like you have it here. You want to move, you have to keep the tension on. And then you might catch it again. Right. Sorry, you right? Even with the rope at first. So you might be like this kind of go holding up the line, but poised like with your hand the other way. Right. Pop, and then you're here like as soon as it happens. Catch. Now you have to keep this pretty. Like, you might hit him and then keep it there. Hit him with a weight. Think weight first.